Welcome to Crashers Adventures, living life one adventure at a time.
Get you ready to rock, roll, and rumble. Nothing will. What a pre-race show here at Berlin Raceway.
They didn't fly over in NASCAR.
Fans have been waiting all afternoon long. The build-up for this event, which sold out weeks ago, has all led to this moment here tonight as we get ready to embark on the inaugural running of this event at this historic venue and historic racetrack. One driver is going to etch their name into the record books, the likes of Bob Seneker, Mike Eddy, Johnny Benson Sr. and Johnny Benson Jr., Butch Miller. Why not add one of these Crown Vic drivers here to that history tonight as well?
And look at this, one more pass for the flyover here, folks. Let them hear it. Make some noise. Wow, what a way. And I'll tell you what, we got to get these race fans ready.
That thing is insane. It's super low to the ground so that no air can get underneath it during when they're stopped, when they want to get right in the center of a tornado.
You're chasing tornadoes with that thing.
But what's so cool is they can get to a position and they can then lock in place, almost like anchors come out of the bottom of it and will burrow down and dig into the ground to make sure when those several 100-mile-an-hour winds are coming through, the Dominator's not going anywhere.
Kind of looks like a stealth bomber a little bit too, doesn't it?
Kind of looks something I want. Those things are pretty cool. I could use those driving back home on I-4 and I-75.
I've been on your highways.
Yeah,
that would be advantageous in Florida for sure.
So the field's starting to work their way around the speedway, get a few pace laps before we get ready to turn them loose here tonight. Again, 18 Crown Vics, equally prepared, no advantages, and we'll talk about the nitrous boost. If you pay attention as the race goes on, back by the rear deck lid where the rear spoiler is, you're going to see a light that will blink yellow. The drivers have a button up to the left of their steering wheel, and if they apply that button, they have about 90 seconds worth of nitrous that they can apply throughout the race. Some drivers will use it on restarts to give them a little bit of an advantage, but a lot of times you're going to want to save that nitrous for as long as you can late in the race to be able to use it almost as like a push to pass, as it's going to give you additional horsepower, and especially on a track like this where there's not going to be a ton of opportunities to kind of dive into the inside of the corner. If you can get on the outside of somebody, that nitrous boost might be exactly what you need in order to make it happen.
Yeah, most other racing divisions, nitrous is cheating. I'll tell you what, I'm going to have the race fans do me one more favor before we get started. Race fans, if you're able to, let's get up on our feet.
It's not like Wednesday.
Get ready to let's rock, roll, and rumble here in the Michigan 100.
Over 75 years of history here at Berlin Raceway, but for the first time, it's the inaugural Michigan 100 presented by Heatwave Visual. We are
alongside Ty Braun in the battle for third, but the 21 car, Leo R3, going to lead him across to complete lap one.
Field starting to spread out, drivers starting to look and search for different kinds of real estate, where their car is most comfortable, where they're not going to chew up those Nitto tires, and where they can settle in and where they can make up the most ground early on. It's a three-car breakaway up front. J.H. Diesel in the number 88 car takes a look to the inside as Leo R3 drifts up the racetrack. We
The great thing about these Crown Vics, the brake lights still work. You see them flash briefly going off into these corners. These drivers not on those brakes hardly at all. But look at this. J.H. Diesel in the 88 moving to the lead, and here comes Ty Braun, the 2022 Le Mans winner. He has moved up into second already in the 6 car.
And don't look down, who is up to fourth? Here comes the 33 of Cletus Bartlett. Cletus takes a peek to the inside of the 21 of Leo. He got about 230 laps of experience in his late model the other night for the Battle of Berlin 250.
I am heading to victory lane, and look at that 33 car here in the early going. He is on a roll. He has caught the top two as we come across to complete another one here in the Michigan.
But JH did it that time, and that's going to open the door for Ty Braun momentarily. But JH, with a great exit out of 4, is going to hang on to the wheel. And you know he's got good handling racing. He was almost kissing that inside wall off the turn 4. He's going to use that to his advantage. Cletus now up to second, looking to make a move on JH Diesel in the 88 for the lead. And already closing in on the back end of the field, brings it to the 3. By side for the race lead. Ty Braun with a front row seat behind them. Who's he going to follow? Is he going to go outside? 33 of the front. The 88 of JH. The lead is on the corner.
It's on. Lead is on the final side of the racetrack. A couple of laps ago as they lead.
Off the backstretch goes the 33 of Cletus McFarland, and he is the first car to go off track.
His way back to the field. He's going to have JH Diesel. Come on, fans, make some noise for Cletus in the 33.
Got to be careful here if you're JH. 33 McFarland, he might be looking for a little bit of payback here. Keep an eye on that. Continue to see the battle. Jim York all in together. And the yellow flag is getting ready to come out. Advantage to our new second place car, Brad DeVerde, able to get by the 88 of JH. row. Fell backwards, but has kind of maintained in that 7th position and has really kind of settled in. Charlie, as we work now 25 laps into this event, think now of the attrition of the tires. We talked about it. So you're just past kind of the halfway point of this run. Drivers have been pretty aggressive so far here. Could we see some drivers starting to alter their line in order to preserve those tires? I think you're going to see some drivers. We've already seen some drivers. Looks like Squirrel McNutt's got the 0 car fired back up again. He is going to be several laps down here tonight, and that is going to be a huge advantage for the 18 of Zach Walker. And a bunch of smoke pouring out of the 78 of Kevin Smith. Nowhere to go there for Jim York as he is right in the wake of all that smoke. Pop out of that car and sprint towards the backup car. That would mean that car is certainly done for the night. And Kevin,
Parker Mitchell in that Dr. Pepper number 16 as we set to come back to green.
ready to go back to green. 32 laps in the books. Lap 33 going to go on the board as Ty Braun leads the field back to green. That second spot with J.H. Diesel and Zach Walker side by side entering turn 3. Jackson and Jimmy in a good spot right behind them as we see the progress of Cletus work his way up the field.
Right there by Cletus. Outside. Downforce Danny going to try to follow through.
R3 Leo there, and Jim York made some contact. Cletus jumps to the outside, gets by as we go back out front. That lead that Ty Braun took all the way in the stretch earlier on is not quite there. Even that right position there with the left rear of Braun and not letting him out of sight. J.H. Diesel close in, and you can kind of see, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, the way these guys drive their cars, they tend to try to drive a little bit more on the loose side. High on the right rear. Berlin Raceway.
Brandon Bernie in the 70s, sneaking in on the back corner. Ty Braun running a little bit higher lead down there. I think that's right. Trying to get to the end here. Doors.
Jim York has got the tire down as he is off the pace. Looks like the right one is gone on the 50. He'll try to limp it back around to pit road. Speaking of pit road, the 78 of Kevin Smith is yet to return and yet to come back and on track. That's Brandon Bernie showing the way once again. Here's the 3-1 battle almost there for second between J.H. Diesel, Ty Braun, and Zach Walker getting up in the mix.
Zach really trying to sneak underneath that hat right there. They open the door. Zach's going to sneak through it. The 70 of Brandon Bernie inside.
Another car off the pace, that's Leo at R3, and the caution is coming out as they're going to try to stack things back up again as we had several cars that had slowed.
As you super late model race.
Yeah, he doesn't want to just beat George. He wants to beat the whole field
right.
here tonight, and he is well on his way here. 42 laps in the books. We are past halfway and ready to get this second half of the Michigan 100 presented by Heatwave Visual back underway. We are green. Several cars all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack, kicking up dirt, kicking up grass as we continue on here. And look who's up to third. That's going to be Bugs. Bugs is on the move. Started a little bit deeper in the field, kind of mid
out that battle for the lead. Zach in the 18 to the inside. The 70 car drifting a little sideways there. New turn 3 for DeVerde trying to hold on to the lead. He's not ready to take it.
Here as the 18 Walker comes by to lead the first time here tonight. Can he hold off the 70 of Brad DeVerde and the rest of the hard-charging field? We saw the 78 of Kevin Smith having issues once again as he has brought his car back down to the attention of the Freedom Factory crew, and I believe there are other cars down there on his field as well. Attrition starting to become a factor here in the Michigan 100, but out front, Zach Walker doing exactly what he did in New England. He started all the way at the tail end of the field and drove his way up through the field, outdoing NASCAR Cup Series drivers Ty Dillon and Ryan Preece as well. Track to get it done there. He will the rest of the day here for a
Big win here tonight as the field streams down the back stretches. Watch live here on Freedom Plus. Zach Walker over Brad DeVerde. Bugs sitting in third. Parker Mitchell in fourth. How about this? A shout out to Downforce Stadium. Look at that. Ty Braun in the wall over in turn 3.
hard contact, and here comes the attrition to the Nitto tires. Ty Braun, hard pace car, has pulled in off of turn number 3. We're ready to go back to racing. 52 laps completed, and there are going to be 27 laps to go as Zach Walker and Brad DeVerde bring the field back to green in Berlin.
DeVerde trying to keep him in sight with a battle on behind, and we've got some contact down into turn 3. Looked like that was swirling up there in the zero throwing up the tires.
The field again starting to stretch out here as Zach Walker. Some side-by-side racing deeper in the field down towards Danny. Big move there, getting around the 57 of Tom Bailey, and he's going to work on the zero with Squirrel McNutt, trying to get up back towards the top 5 again. As Downforce Danny found himself up there at the front of the field earlier, but he's been involved in several different incidents since then and been unable to capitalize on it.
Went to the backup. Yeah, to the white backup car with the black numbers. Now he's in the black car with the white numbers.
Change for the second position here. Here comes Bugs. Bugs is on the move and moving up into the second position. Quick qualifier earlier here tonight. I mentioned Bugs when we were talking to him during the pre-race there. Bugs has actually competed against Cletus before. He raced at the Freedom Factory in a 4-cylinder in their winter showdown, in their winter series. Bugs went to victory lane, got to do all the celebration, and things didn't go too well in the tech shed. Being swapped out, and unfortunately for him, all this taking place under green flag conditions, and he's going to lose a lot of precious time here as Zach Walker continuing to show the way. 22 laps to go. Trying to stretch his lead a little bit more over the 33 of Bugs Tremiska. Yeah, he got DQ'd at the Freedom Factory in the winter warm-up back in 2023, but this is a guy who's a 12-time winner in the Carolina Mini Stock Challenge, and he was the champion back in 2022. Had 7 wins that season and 11 His junior was the 2003 Southwest Tour champion, third-generation driver, getting it done at RCR on a championship level in their O'Reilly Series. And look at Danny Stockman on the move here to the inside of the 69 at Jack Stan Jim.
Danny Stockman trying to make it at RCR. Not here tonight. What a tough break there for DeVerde in the 70. Another right front tire issue, bringing him down to pit road.
And we've got the yellow coming out here. It looks like the 88 of JH Diesel is off the pace as well. Cletus also 100 winner. He will start on the inside. To his outside will be the 30 or the 90 of Robert Bugs Stremiska. Battle for the win here with 20 laps to go. We are back underway. Tom Bailey shot out like a cannon there. being. Walker retakes the lead as Bugs moves back to second.
Keep an eye on the 90 car. Bugs Trubisky looking really strong all day long. Tired as he even up. Baby, we see debris all over the place down in turn one.
That was the 57 at Tom Bailey. It started with him and downforce Danny Stockman. Some
Level is going to stay pegged for the next 19 laps.
Yeah, and in the short track world, this is when we talk about that pay window. They're starting to creep it open just a little bit. Pay window's open, podium one. Simulator is on the line. Back to green. As he and Bugs to Trubisky are nice crossover move there to the bottom. Is he going to make it work? Good run by the 90 on the inside as they are wheel-to-wheel for the race lead here in Berlin.
A little slip and slide, dip and dive there for Bugs in the 90 car. Look at that. He's going to move to the lead as we come across the lead. Number 62.
Around the 10th position, they inverted about midway to the pack after setting quick time earlier here tonight, and he has slowly, methodically, and patiently worked his way back up to the race lead. He's got Zach Walker in the second position, and Jack Stan Jimmy on the Walker once again goes to the inside for the race lead as he and Bugs are wheel-to-wheel down the backstretch.
It has been a great battle up in the front of the field all night long. Look at the 18. Zach Walker not only wanting to race his way in to tomorrow night's big-ass Lake 75, he wants to do it in style.
If he's going to pursue more late model races, and that could certainly come in handy. New fourth place card down force Danny. Here goes Brad DeVerde, also taking a peek to the inside, trying to move up into the fifth position as we look for the battle for the race lead.
Control by Zach Walker there, but here comes Bug again in the 90. He wants to get back up to the point.
And Zach Buck, they are putting on one heck of a show up here at the front of the field, but as they get to race it a little bit more side by side. How you would want to draft here or Talladega necessarily, but here at Berlin we'll make the exception.
We'll see if Cletus can pull this off at Talladega next year. I don't think he will try this at Talladega.
I don't think the folks in the tower would appreciate that very much, but we'll let him have some fun here this week.
Absolutely.
Well, folks, 14 laps to go. Can Zach Walker hold on and hold off the rest of the field? He is still in contention. Race fans here at Berlin Raceway are ready to see the final 14 laps of the Michigan 100 as we are back to the play.
We haven't really seen nitrous bottle come into play yet tonight. I think now that we're within shouting distance of the finish, we're going to see these drivers start hitting that, as you said, that push to pass button or push to keep somebody from passing button as we get closer to the finish.
The patience factor, it is go time. You're going to leave it all out there, and that's what the top three have done right now. Cletus is up to fourth. Jack Stan Jimmy under pressure from the 78 of Kevin Smith. But Kevin Smith several laps down in the 78 car. Not going to necessarily factor into a win here tonight, but out there in all these guys. Zach Walker's advantage about 2 car lengths, which equates on the speedway to about just under a half a second. But Bugs is not letting him out of his sight. These front 2 cars, they've been putting on a show all night long, and for the final 11 laps, this 18
just keeping that 90 car, a couple of car lengths off that back bumper. He just needs to keep him in sight here as we close in on the final 10 laps.
Good battle there. You see on the bottom right of your screen, Cletus, Jack Stan Jimmy
And Cletus in the backup car looking strong. He's trying to get up on the podium here tonight.
And we've got a yellow flag out on the track. I think we may have had a car that may have spun out. And
I think he did it on purpose.
I'm going to have to check with race officials as we wrap this race up, but we are about ready to go back to green. And 9 laps to go in the inaugural Michigan 100 presented by Heat Wave Visual. Zach Walker brings it back to green.
Number 16, he's going to try to factor into this finish. And look at this. Squirrel McNutt in the 0 car up towards the front as well.
Trying to get back into this thing.
Oh, we got a car off the racetrack into the trees off of the backstretch.
Oh my gosh, several. And
Cletus again.
Cletus all the way
I call pucker factors.
Yep.
You have maxed out the pucker factor down the backstretch.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job of getting that thing loaded up and before it headed off towards the woods there.
It absolutely thrilling yet destructive Van Prix earlier. And what's Cletus doing back there now?
Might as well tear the grass up a little bit. I mean, he doesn't like people tearing up grass at the Freedom Factory, but why not? He's got the place for the weekend. As we take a look again there at the replay, great job again, and thanks to our friends at Heat Wave Visual, not only the sponsor of this event, but they sponsor all of our replays. There is Downforce Danny cheered his driver on a little bit there, trying to pump him up.
I got to give Downforce Danny some props on that driver.
Very sneaky.
Some action by these two as we get set to go back to it with still 9 more laps to go.
So it'll be Zach Walker once again on the front row with Robert Bugs Stramiska into the number 90 to the outside. Oh, Cletus has got a huge head of steam on the outside. And he's in the
restart zone at full speed, and Cletus already up into the top 5.
What a move there as he goes to the outside of the 57 of Tom Bailey. Zach Walker looking to try to hold off Brad DeVerde.
That looked like a Ross Chastain move right there, didn't it?
Cletus certainly sends it up there on the outside, and he's got it up to 5th.
Brad DeVerde and Bugs Stramiska going at it side by side down the backstretch. Zach Walker loving this action in his rearview mirror. He's stretching out the lead in the 18, trying to race his way into tomorrow's big-ass Link 75 Super Late Model race.
Defensive line here. The car on the bottom can't quite really get to the inside like he needs to. The car on the outside is going to have a difficult time making that pass. So Walker's putting that car in the perfect spot to try to hold off here as they come to the line. 6 laps to go as Stramiska and DeVerde wheel to wheel for that.
Cletus in the backup car. We saw him backing up earlier. He's got that thing in overdrive right now, that 33 car looking stout. He's trying to track down Bugs Stramiska as Stramiska's starting to work on the back bumper of the 70 car. Brad DeVerde there in turns 3 and 4.
Stramiska lost a little bit of ground entering the corner, but he's going to pick it up on corner exit. Takes it over to the inside of 70 of DeVerde. We'll see what kind of run he can get down the backstretch. Oh, a little contact between the 90 and but he saves it. Cletus hard on the brakes. What a move.
Unbelievable. I thought he was going to slide off into the trees there on the backstretch. Bugs Stramiska with that speed on the brakes.
Ball there coming by with 4 laps to go. Cletus had to get hard on the brakes as it looked like he was going to make contact with the 90. Now I start to see those lights start to flash. Drivers using that nitrous bottle here in the closing lap. Zach Walker, 3 laps to go. Tomorrow's Series 75 lapper.
Brad DeVerde, those lights flashing on the deck lid. The 70 car laying on that NOS button down the backstretch, trying to reel in. Zach Walker coming to 2 to go this time.
Zach Walker at this point is hoping that this one stays clean. Has closed in within 2 car lengths. DeVerde it done, holds off Brad DeBerti, Bug Stramiska, Parker Mitchell, and Tom Bailey. As the cars begin to slow down, the lights begin to go down, and we get ready to line up and illuminate the sky here at Berlin Raceway.
Thanks for watching Crashers Adventures. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share.